Hi everyone, Bear again from Bear Reads Books. Still wearing the same shirt. So at the end of the last video, I ducked off. I did an assessment of my book collection, and I've decided on my holiday reading for going to Japan. For those that didn't know, I'm heading off to Japan on Friday for a week for my 20th wedding anniversary. I'll be in Tokyo and Osaka. It's a place where my wife and I met, and we both just love it immensely. It's beautiful people and a beautiful country, and we can't wait to get back. It'll be the first time we've been back to Japan since we left 20 years ago. So really special. So, like all holidays though, I honestly don't know how much opportunity I'm going to get to read while on vacation. You always think you're going to be able to read a lot, and so you take enough books to cover you, and then something happens. You end up enjoying yourself while you're overseas and you don't get the time to read as much as you thought. This happened recently when I went to Spain for 6 weeks earlier this year. April and May I did the Camino de Santiago, walking from France to the end of Spain at Santiago de Compostela. I took my Kindle and I had this grand plan to read lots and lots of books while I was away, and I had inspiring books and historical books and light-hearted books and inspirational books, and I read 0 books. So the book I started on the plane on the way over, I finished on the plane on the way home. So the reading time that I had available to me just wasn't there. This is a little bit more of a relaxing holiday. I don't need to walk 25 kilometres every day in between breakfast and dinner, so I'm really just hoping I have time to enjoy reading. There'll be lots of times on trains, travelling to and from cities. There'll be times in the evening where it's just myself and my wife relaxing in our apartment, and then there'll be times where I get to just explore the city and hopefully sit down in a park and have 15 or 20 minutes where I can just grab a short bite of reading. So choosing books that are worthwhile travel reading is a really difficult decision. I have, and I'll put the image above me here on the screen, I have a Tower of Terror next to my bed. The Tower of Terror, or the Twin Towers, or the Triple Towers if it's 3 towers, or maybe the Tower of Despair, or the Reading Tower of Babel, or the Tower of Hope. If you're trying to put a positive spin on it, it's the Tower of Hope. So I consulted my Tower of Babel next to my bed to try and decide what books to take with me. I need to reduce the size of this book pile. These are books that I bought this year and I haven't yet got around to reading. The 3 books I ended up choosing to take with me overseas, unfortunately, didn't come from this pile. I ended up taking 1 out of a storage box that I found in the garage, and 2 on Kindle. So what I'll be taking with me is a Kindle and 1 small physical book. So the pile, the Tower of Terror, doesn't get reduced at all, unfortunately. But what I do have is 3 awesome books, and I mentioned this in the first video about the passing of Toni Morrison, and I was hoping to read all of her books. So I've dug all of her books out of storage in my garage. 6 of them are the ones I have, the first 6, and the very first one that Toni Morrison wrote in 1970 is The Bluest Eye. So I'm going to be reading this, starting with On the Plane. I'm going to be reading The Bluest Eye. It shouldn't take too long, and I remember this incredibly fondly. It is a marvel. It is a marvel of a book, and if I can just read from the back for you, it says, "The Bluest Eye is an inquiry into the reasons why beauty gets wasted in this country. The beauty in this case is black. The wasting is done by a cultural engine that seems to have been designed to murder possibilities." It is a winner of a whole bunch of prizes, and I can't wait to begin reading Toni Morrison again. So starting with the very first book, The Bluest Eye. The other 2 books on my Kindle, If you, I'm sure everyone has a Kindle. I still have my version 1, my original Kindle. So it's one of the very first Kindles that came out. These things never break. I've never broken one at all, and it still charges. It still works. But I've chosen 2 books on here that are also part of the YouTube Awards, so I can talk about those when I come back or when I finish those. So one's a semi-finalist, one's a quarter-finalist, and one did not make, and one is a semi-finalist. So we have An American Marriage by Tayari Jones, and I think lots of my Goodreads and BookTube friends have done reviews on Tayari Jones' American Marriage already, and I apologise, I'm going to add to that list, but it sounds like such a wonderful story. And the other book I've chosen to read is There There by Tommy Orange, and I haven't seen too many BookTube reviews of There There by Tommy Orange. It has got good reviews around the place, but the reason why I chose this book is I read in The Guardian online, I read an interview with Tommy Orange about the books that excite him and make him cry and make him laugh, and it was such an inspirational little snapshot into the type of person the author is, Tommy Orange. So I decided that I would tackle Tommy Orange's There There. So there's my 3 travel books. I hope they live up to my expectations when I come back and talk about them. I hope they live up to your expectations. When I do come back, I'm hoping to do a couple more outside broadcasts from Japan, so I may have some footage of my reading journey in Japan. It could be a lot of images of me reading on trains or reading in a hotel room, but we'll see how exciting that is. We'll see how exciting that is for everybody, but we'll hopefully get a bit of a travel log, a travel reading log from Osaka and Tokyo. Enjoy your day, everyone. I will talk to you again very soon. Bear signing out.